Lewis tapped his pen against the worn edge of his crossword puzzle book, eyes flickering between the ancient alien glyphs projected on his lab screen and the half-finished puzzle in front of him. The coffee in his mug had gone cold hours ago, but he took another sip anyway, grimacing at the bitter taste. "You're still at it?" Anna's voice cut through the silence as she entered the cramped research station. Her boots echoed on the metal floor and she carried 2 fresh mugs of coffee, steam rising in lazy spirals. 10,000 years, Lewis muttered, not looking up. 10,000 years and the entire Galactic Council can't crack this code. The Vrexians brought their quantum linguists. The Thorics sent their hive mind translators. Even the Calestri, those floating brains in jars, they all failed. Anna set one mug beside him and leaned against the desk. "And you think you can do it with?" She glanced at his puzzle book. 7-letter word for ancient wisdom? "Arcanum," Lewis said absently, filling in the boxes. Then he froze. His pen hovered over the paper. "Wait, Anna, look at this." He zoomed in on a section of the alien code, the symbols glowing amber against the dark screen. "Everyone's been treating this like mathematics or pure linguistics. But what if it's not? What if it's a puzzle?" Anna raised an eyebrow. "A 10,000-year-old alien civilization left behind a crossword puzzle?" "Not exactly." Lewis's hands flew across the keyboard, pulling up different sections of the code. "But look, pattern repetition, intersecting elements, deliberate redundancies. The Council's teams were looking for efficiency, for compressed data. But humans, we love our games, our puzzles, our riddles." He grabbed the fresh coffee, taking a long drink. "What if these aliens were the same? What if this isn't a mathematical cipher, it's a logic puzzle?" Anna pulled up a chair, her skepticism giving way to curiosity. "Show me." For the next 3 hours, they worked together. Lewis applied crossword logic, finding anchor points, building off confirmed sections, looking for patterns within patterns. Anna ran simulations, testing each hypothesis against the full dataset. The station's AI had flagged their approach as statistically improbable, but Lewis ignored it. "The Council's going to lose their minds," Anna said. Watching as section after section began to resolve into coherent meaning. "They've had their best minds on this for 6 months. 7 down," Lewis murmured, filling in another section of the code. "The answer is always simpler than you think." By hour 5, they had cracked nearly 30% of the structure. The message was beginning to emerge. Not a warning as the Council had feared, but something else entirely. Lewis leaned back in his chair, rubbing his eyes. "It's a test." "What?" "This whole thing." He gestured at the screen. "It's a test. Look at this passage here. Those who seek meaning through complexity shall find only confusion. Those who see the simple truth shall inherit the stars." Anna's face paled. "Lewis, if this is a test and the Council failed it, but we didn't." Lewis turned to face her, a strange mix of exhaustion and exhilaration in his eyes. "Anna, don't you see? This entire message is a filter. The civilization that left this wasn't looking for the most advanced species. They were looking for the most human." He pulled up the final sections of the code, his crossword-trained mind making connections that quantum computers had missed. They valued creativity over processing power, intuition over calculation, the ability to see patterns not through brute force analysis, but through, he held up his puzzle book, playfulness, curiosity, the willingness to approach an ancient mystery with nothing but coffee and a stubborn refusal to give up. The last pieces fell into place. The screen filled with translated text and both humans fell silent as they read. The message was simple: coordinates. But not to a location in space, to a frequency, a wavelength, an invitation. "We need to contact the Council," Anna whispered. Lewis was already reaching for the communications array when it happened. The frequency activated automatically, resonating with their successful translation. Light filled the lab, not harsh or blinding, but warm, alive. A presence materialized before them, not quite solid, shimmering with colors that had no names in any human language. When it spoke, the words bypassed their ears entirely, forming directly in their minds. 10,000 years we have waited. Countless species have tried. All possessed greater technology, vaster knowledge, but none possessed what you do. The entity shifted, and Lewis could almost swear it was smiling. The Vrexians attacked the problem with mathematics, the Thorics with collective intelligence, the Calestri with pure logic. All valid approaches, all failures. Because they forgot the one thing that makes a civilization truly worthy, the ability to find joy in the search itself. Anna found her voice. You're saying we solved it because Lewis was doing a crossword? I am saying you solved it because humanity never lost the ability to play. Even when faced with the universe's mysteries, you bring coffee and puzzles and companionship. You make even the most serious work fun. The presence began to fade, but its voice remained. The stars are open to you now, not because you are the smartest or the strongest, but because you remembered that wisdom and wonder are not opposites. They are partners. Lewis and Anna stood alone in the lab once more, staring at each other in stunned silence. Then Lewis noticed something, the now empty coffee mug, the completed crossword puzzle, and on the screen, a new message in plain English, P.S. The answer to 7 down was humanity all along. Lewis laughed, a genuine, surprised sound that echoed through the station. He picked up his pen and filled in the final answer to his crossword puzzle. It fit perfectly. Outside, the stars waited,